Hello and welcome to the Andrew Plays FM channel. Today we're going to be starting off FM22 with Unknown to World Known. We've got the first episode out now and the next episode is going to be out at 5 PM today, which will include our first game. But first of all, we've got to go through a little bit about what the save's going to be about, and also we've got to go and find a job. So here we are on the manager creation screen, and as part of Unknown to World Known, we're going to be starting with no coaching badges, Sunday League reputation, so we're basically, funnily enough, unknown. Do you see what I did there? I'm going to make my guy actually a defending coach, because I find that in previous FMs I've always found more attacking coaches than defending coaches, so I'm going to make my guy focused on defending. Obviously as we get the coaching badges that will improve, as will everything else, but that's going to be my main target for now, and then hopefully as we develop, our defending coaching will go up. We can find other coaches that kind of fit in around what we're focusing on ourselves. So as we get started here, if you like the sound of what I'm about to describe to you, Unknown to World Known, please do leave a like down below, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss episode 2. But first of all, I'm going to go through a little bit about what the save is about. So grab yourself a cup of tea and let's have a little look at what we're going to be doing this year. So Unknown to World Known is a little bit inspired by what Lelujo does. As Unknown to World Known is a little bit inspired by what Lelujo does, in that I'm going to be starting with those no coaching badge and Sunday League reputation. However, I'm going to start unemployed rather than with the team closest to my house. And my aim of the save is going to be, we're going to end up winning 3 Champions Leagues. My only rule on that is it has to be with at least 2 different clubs. So I'm not allowed to have one team that just dominates for 3 years. At least once I'm going to have to move club and do a new rebuild type of thing. Gives us a bit of a refresh from last year, where my aim was to win the top 4 leagues. Only managed 3 last year. So, we've got something to work on. We've got something to build on. We actually want to complete this one. But as you can see, nothing is known about me. Basically, nobody cares that I exist at this stage. You can see quite a few available jobs already. Can we start off at Newcastle? That seems very unlikely. But overall, we've got a lot of options that we're going to have. We're going to just holiday and apply for jobs at all clubs. I'll let you know when we've found something. As I say, grab your cup of tea. We'll see where we end up. So we're back actually the following day. We've just gone and applied for every job that was going. And a lot of them have been rejected. Newcastle, for example. But we've got 8 interviews now. So we haven't ended up at Kirsten Ashton. I'm kind of glad. I don't really want to be in the National League North. We were doing National League South for St Albans last year. Also, St Albans in the second round of the FA Cup on Sunday. Up the Saints. But yeah, we haven't got that job. It's gone to Gary Mills. We've been applying for a few jobs. It's not going well so far. As you can see, we've got a bunch more applied for here. A lot of them are Scandinavia. We've got Lanelli for Wales as well, which I'm not sure on, but we'll see what happens. And I think what we're going to do now is just kind of come back when we've actually got a job. My prediction, we're going to end up in Iceland. Don't know why I'm predicting that. That's just going to be what I'm going to go for. Let me know in the comments what you think at this point we're going to end up in. You can see the few jobs we've applied for as well. And what we'll do is we'll come back when we've actually got a job. So we've got a job offer and we've delayed them twice. Nobody else is coming in for us. So it looks like we are heading to Sweden again to start the save, which isn't ideal. I'll be honest. I would have preferred to be somewhere else. On the flip side, we didn't spend long in Sweden because we definitely didn't get sacked last year. So we are going to be heading to Ostersunds to start our career. We're getting paid £525 per week. Let's see if we can knock that up a little bit. 575. How's that, guys? They've agreed. We're all good. We do get a drop if we get relegated. And percentage of club compensation required for managerial roles. So if we get another job, they get 90% of the compensation. That's fine. We can deal with that. Because even then, the compensation is not going to be a lot. We can always renegotiate that in our contract renewal. Let's go and meet the new team. Ostersunds FF have confirmed the appointment of Andrew Page as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the 27-year-old, who's recently spent time away from club football, but he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time. First game in charge will be against Lunds BK in the Etan Sodra on the 4th of September. Daniel Pode was considered the favourite for the job, but it's unclear whether the club favoured Page all along. With 8 games to go until the end of the season, we're currently in 15th place, 9 points from safety. We've won 2, lost 1 and drawn 2 of the last 5 games, so they're on okay-ish form. We were predicted to finish 10th, but we're being welcomed to the club by Malik Sese. In our history, we've won 1 Division 2 Ostersunds, which seems to have been last year's win, so they got promoted last year from the looks of it. Club is quite a young club, only founded in 2009. We've got a small transfer budget and wage budget, and a 2,500 capacity stadium. Our best 11 has been put together here. I'm not going to attempt to go through the names of some of these guys, but at the moment, captain is Barchan. Where's he playing? So our captain doesn't appear to be in our best 11. Top earner is Traore. Key player is Egbedi. Oh, he's a right winger. Okay, we'll take that. Fairly professional squad. We like that. Soppy is our hot prospect. That could be interesting. Not in the first 11 at the moment. So our expectations, they do want us to avoid relegation. We do not want a repeat of last year and getting sacked at our first club within a few months. And then going forward, they want us to finish in the top half of the division. So we're going to have a look at the squad depth screen first of all. So we've got a good goalkeeper and an average goalkeeper. We've got good right backs, very good centre backs from the looks of it. We've got a pair of very good centre backs, I should say. A really good left back and a really poor left back. We've got some good holding midfielders, one great centre mid. We've got 2 really good right wingers and 1 really good out of interest. Okay, so a right winger is also a very good left winger. We've got a very good number 10, but we're lacking in the way of strikers. We've got some good strikers, but nobody that stands out as a striker or goalkeeper from the looks of it. Recent form has actually been a bit up on what they were doing earlier on. They've had a lot of losses and draws. This is kind of what was happening in real life, and I think here is where the save actually started. But then we've, again, started to pick up. They got 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss. Out of interest, when did their manager get sacked? He got sacked on the 17th of July. So he actually got sacked after the loss to Malmo, and their form has gone up since then until the most recent loss. So we've got a few days until the Lunds game. So we've got time to have a look at our squad, see what we need to do. We've gone through and started advertising for some jobs. In the league, we're currently sat in 15th. Although, yes, we're 9 points away from safety, we are only 2 points away from being in the playoff spot for the relegation battle. That loss most recently to Asteriska would have been really bad for the club because it's allowed a team to go above us in the league. Win against Lunds, though, could see us climb up into that 13th spot if Asteriska also pick up a loss. You can see they started the season strong, but then it went down the hill. They were bottom for a while, and then since the manager got sacked, they've kind of climbed off the bottom, but they're still not in a good position. Sherifi seems to be the main striker at the moment. No, he's a right winger. Alright then. Has he been playing up front? He's played up front in the 1 game that he's been involved in. Okay. Little look at the data hub as well. You can see the goals per game seems to be the problem. Expected goals per game is only just below the average. Conceded per game, again, they're conceding more than they're expecting to concede. So from the looks of it, it's more down to the finishing that's causing the problems, because you can see expected goals 1.14, but only scoring 0.95. So hopefully we can improve that in the next few weeks with this squad. Luckily, we've not walked into any injuries at the club, which is a nice thing to see. Luckily, we've not walked into any major injuries. Soppy, who's the hot prospect at the club, 5-star potential, which is very nice. We've also got Traore, who's got 5-star potential. He's a left winger though, Soppy, but he can play up front, although 8 finishing is not ideal. I think that's something we need to establish, is who's going to be our striker. It looks like it might need to be Journemark. I'm going to pretend that's pronounced. I'm not sure. It's either him or Sheriffy, but he's not great as a striker, only 9 finishing. I think it's going to be a little bit of figuring out who that needs to be up front. Egbedi, we're going to have to fit him on the right-hand side because that's his best position. We're going to have to fit Egbedi on the right-hand side because that's his best position. So you play a guy in his best position. In my opinion, that's just what you do. He's our best player, so that's where he needs to play. He's only got 4 months left on his contract, so we probably need to survive so that he'll sign a new contract. We will have a look and see if we can get some of these guys that are going to be expiring at the end of the season sign back up, bar a couple of them who don't look like they're going to be worth it in the long run. We've got a couple of very good potential centre-backs coming through here. And then we've got Jacobson, who's already a phenomenal centre-back, and Froda, who appears to be a very good left-back. So we've got a couple of good options at the back there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go have a look at what I can do tactics-wise, and we'll come and let you know what we're going to line up with. So we've gone for, at the moment, we're looking at a 4-2-3-1 asymmetric formation. The reason being, Jovanovic seems to be one of our best players. He likes playing in the attacking midfield role. Bartran also seems to be one of our better players. He doesn't really like playing in centre mid. Left hand side, we haven't really got anyone that good out there, so Matori prefers to play slightly deeper, so we'll do that. And then it means he's an inverted winger. Froda can get up the left hand side of him. Egbedi not going to be supported as much by Blixt, but hopefully with Soppy up front for what it will likely be just the first game. We could have brought him back soon. 6 foot, he can be up there, but even then his finishing isn't great, so I'm not massively keen on him. But we'll have to see what else we can do. What is interesting is at this level, obviously you don't get as much from the data analysis what we did during the United beta save, which isn't over, by the way. We will still be doing it. So it's going to be interesting to see how I've relied on that quite a bit in the United save. I'm looking forward to having a save where we've got to kind of not be able to rely on that as much. Maybe we're going to need to try and get the board to budget a data analyst so we can get someone in to do that. But I think it's a nice little thing that, you know, just because you're at a lower club, you don't have as much data. You get some data, but not to the level that you will at the better clubs, which makes sense. It really does. So I like that as a feature. Going into the game against Lunso, we are 3 games since our last win. They have won their most recent game. However, against bottom half of the table, which is what we're both doing here, they have won 1 more, whereas we drew a game. When scoring first, they have a really mixed result from that. Won 5 of them, but they've also lost 4 of them. When conceding first, neither of us have ever won when conceding first. We have drawn slightly more, but also it looks like we don't. But also we normally concede first, whereas they score more. They score first a few more times than what we have, although not many by any means. So I think what we're going to be looking to do is get that first goal, because they don't bounce back well from conceding first. Neither do we. So we need to make sure we're not conceding first. So it will be interesting to see what we can do going forward. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Later on today, we're going to have episode 2 come out. We've got Lunds and Torns in that episode. Both home games. We're playing a team that's 13th and a team that's 5th. So 2 very different positions for them to be in. Of course, we're in the league that we were in very briefly last year before we got relegated with S. Kilsman, who are down here. Looks like they were relegated in real life, just like they were on the game. So we've got a tough final 8 games of the season. But hopefully we can at the very least find our way into that playoff spot so that we're battling for survival all the way. With a bit of luck, maybe there's some poor form for the teams above us and we manage to close the gap on them. Who have we got left to play? We've got 3rd, 4th, 6th, 2nd, 7th and 1st. That is one heck of a tough run-in. And we are going to be right up against it now that I've seen that. I'm a little bit concerned about our prospects this season. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Also, just a very quick shout out to my friend Ashman. If you haven't caught his channel, he's kind of blown up recently, so go and check him out. He's going to be doing a similar save with this. He calls his Doll Boy. You may have heard of it. He starts off unemployed, like what we have done here. But I believe his series this year is his aim is to get to Aston Villa and win the league and Champions League with them, which is the club he supports. It's a fun idea. Again, just change it up a little bit from last year. It's the same kind of save idea, but with a slight adjustment, similar to what I've done, whereas this year, last year we went for the top 4 leagues. This year we're going for 3 Champions Leagues with 2 clubs. Just little things. We're both quite new to YouTube. It was our first year last year. It was a fantastic first year as well. So hopefully what we can do, what I'm looking to do now is just kind of refine the idea of the save to find what's going to work going forward. We may even do slight adjustments every year just to make it feel a little bit different every year. So if you're looking forward to episode 2 out at 5 o'clock, and also the rest of the series, the rest of the content on the channel, the United Save isn't over. That's going to be coming out 11 o'clock on Thursday, Saturday, and then Tuesday. We've not got long left of it. That might be it. We're only going to finish the season, so it won't be much longer. But hit the notification bell so you can keep up with everything that we're releasing on the channel. Subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you at 5 PM.